What is going on, guys? Papa Tez here with another godforge video, and I wanted to kind of showcase the account that I was able to build up over the beta as far as some of the things that I was able to obtain and many of the things that I was able to play with that I thought was just really fun. Some things that were different on this account. Now, I don't think I got that good of a chance to showcase the first account that I had, but at least we can take a look at my account here and just kind of see like the heroes that I have. I just want to showcase that to you guys. So hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's get into it. All right. So looking at my account here, man, I got some juice going on here. As you see, I have a couple of maxed out heroes. I have a couple of maxed out heroes. I do have a Dracula. Dracula has seemed to be a ton of fun this beta. So I kind of played with him a little bit. I haven't really like fully. I put kind of like a different little build on him um, that I tested a little bit, but didn't really fully test it. But I've had a ton of fun with Dracula. Also, as you can see, I got my Shamash here. Man, look at him. Look at him. He just looks absolutely glorious. I've had so much fun with Shamash, and I was very happy to be able to get him this beta or this alpha 2 wave again, because he's just so much fun. Anubis, just absolute tank. I've been able to get him in both the first alpha and also this one. He was just there consistently as a second DPS that I could bring in for the teams. In the first alpha, I used him mainly as a DPS, and he just kind of did pretty much everything, right? So super duper awesome. Also, the Aphrodite. Oh my goodness, man! If y'all see this speed that's going on right here, if I show y'all the pieces that I have on it, you know what? I'm just gonna break it down here. Take a look at this. So this is one of the things that I farmed for. I wanted Aphrodite to be 300 speed to show my love for her. I gotta do what I gotta do. But look, this is an accuracy piece. This is a crit damage piece. This one, look at that peak roll. Oh my goodness. And then here is a decent roll that rolled in speed that was happened to be HP. And this is actually crit gloves, you know? I couldn't really get anything better than these, so I just left those on there. I think I do have like one other pair of gloves that is a little bit faster. So yeah, technically I can get her up to 309 speed. Wow, I didn't even know that. Okay, if I wanted to, she could be 309 speed. Holy speed. Wait a minute. Do I? Wait a minute. I'm like, hold up. This is some crazy speed. This was kind of like the best chess piece that I had. Didn't really have anything else that was better um than this one right here. Unless this one just happened to roll, but I don't think it's gonna roll any higher. But that was super duper nice. Again, those gloves that are there, and then I got these 4-star speed boots, and then these were the 2 stars that I got pretty early on, and I just kind of stuck with those. I was wanting these to go crazy. Wait a minute, let's just roll it anyway. Like, it's fine. Let's roll it. Ah, okay, so it just rolled to 16 there. But yeah, so 309 speed is rather insane, but yeah, this was it's very fun to play around with the super speedy Aphrodite, especially for the waves and stuff like that. So super duper cool. Heimdall, absolutely love Heimdall. He's just still one of my favorite heroes. I kind of was pissed off in the first alpha wave because Heimdall was so broken, and they really put in a lot of work into making sure that he was pretty basically fixed. And he worked really well this time. I did get him a little bit later in the stages, so is what it is. But still was very fun playing with him yet again. He is just an absolute monster. You see, like the defense that I had him at is unreasonable. I think I had him at, was it 7.2K defense? If it wasn't, it might have even been 7.6K defense. You know what? let's do that right now. Let's take a look at it because I don't want y'all to just be like, ah, yeah, whatever, dude. You just whatever, man. You didn't get that high on the defense. Let's just throw all the things on him right now. Let's see how high I can crank out this defense. There it is. There's that beautiful defensive piece. Did I have another defensive piece that was in here? Yeah, I had that one, but I don't know if I had like a double defense roll there. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now is where's the double defense roll? I guess I didn't have one. So the most likely was that one. All right. Or no, it was this piece here actually. Yeah, it was that piece right there. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we're gonna crank this to the max. We are going to crank this to the max. This one probably was this piece. I guess let's look at levels so I make sure that I'm grabbing the right ones here. Make sure I'm grabbing the right ones. Okay, that one is also another really, really good defensive piece there. This one's solid. This one's solid. Ah, look at these two. Yeah, these two are just like a little bit more defense there. That's insane. That's some good stuff there. You know what I mean? That's some good stuff there. All right, we're gonna put that one on. All right, now I know I should have some defensive percentage gloves in here. That one, no, actually, I did not have defensive percentage gloves. I think these were the best of the best when it came to the gloves. I think those were the best of the best when it came to the gloves. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm almost sure that's it. All right. And now this should be defensive percentage boots with speed. There we go. And then I think I had another defense piece here. And I don't even think I had speed on that, but I think they were just defensive boots. Something like those, probably. Yeah, something like those right there. Something like those. Let me see. What else did I have here? Yeah, I mean, I had like the speed ones there too. But yeah, I think it was mostly this. Now, the only other thing that I think I had was something like this, and then I think I had a defensive chess piece too that might have broken. Maybe I didn't have a defensive chess piece. Maybe it was just that one. Maybe it was just that one. Not sure, not sure. So let's go back to those gloves that I had. Was it these, the defensive, the speed gloves? So yeah, as you can see, 7K, and that's without the weapon. Mm-mm-mm. 8K defense, man. 8K defense is kind of insane. 8K defense is kind of insane. But ideally, I would run something like those pants or something like that, you know. I'd run something, at least some form of speed boot, just to kind of get him into the range. So let's say like I ran this one, right? So now he's 7K defense, 171 speed. Yes, he has low HP, but that's really not much of a problem. So like I said, yeah, I cranked it. I definitely cranked it, y'all. I definitely absolutely cranked it. It might have even been these that I had here because I remember that I was a little bit um I was faster with like lower HP. That's what I remember. But either way, that kind of puts you in the mode. Yeah. You can get some crazy insane stats. So as you can see there, that's some crazy stats. Hercules, man, I did not expect Hercules to perform as well as he did because when I played the first time, I did not perform that well with him. I did get him kind of built decently, but this is probably the most built that I've been able to get Hercules. This is the same gear that I used on my Anubis for the most part, or any other HP champion. This is kind of like the end game build that I ended up coming with. As you can see, it's all pretty much sets, not sets. It's different sets, but like stats all over the place. And basically, I was getting too much crit. I was getting way too much crit, but man, I got some crazy pieces in there. I got some really crazy pieces. But when I tell you that he performed so well for me, I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed playing with Hercules so much this time. Now, part of it, I will have to admit, part of it was a little bit too much. And there's some things that will get fixed going into Alpha 3, hopefully. There's some things that'll get fixed going into Alpha 3, hopefully. That's what I can say about that. I'm hoping that they get fixed because they kind of need to they need to fix. Well, he was doing some rather insane damage. He's doing some rather insane damage, but I had so much fun playing around with him. Super duper nice. And now I will say probably the star of the show for me, 100% Zeus. Man, I did it. I did it. I was able to reach the 4.9 with um the 301 crit damage. Man, this dude is incredible. This dude is incredible, especially for kind of like the wave content. And to me, I do enjoy seeing powerful characters, especially for kind of things that you're gonna farm. So seeing his power, I mean, I was able to solo so many different stages. I did try this build out, but this build was more for bossing more than anything else. Really good speed, decent attack, good crit rate, good crit damage. The pieces on that fell on this one were just absolutely insane. Like this piece right here is one of the later pieces that I had drop. It is just crazy. And this is me having like these gloves are insane with the speed and the attack that dropped on these gloves is oh it's just crazy. But these aren't even my best boots right here, right? Like my best boots that I ended up getting were where are they? The ones that I have on Hercules. These are my best boots. Of course, if there was attack percentage up here at the top, this would be just a 10 out of 5. You know, this is still to me like a 5 out of 5, right? Because you have decent crit damage, decent crit rate, actually kind of high on the crit rate. So this is like 4.5 out of 5, 5 out of 5 as far as some of the rolls that I got there. So easily probably the best boots on my account, but this is easily the best build. And I did have him like maxed awaken just to kind of push the envelope there, getting that extra 15% crit damage and stuff like that. Just so much fun playing with him. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, we got a Yap Fest going on, so let me try to go through the rest of these a little bit quicker. Quetz was like kind of like a thrown together build here. Very much enjoyed playing with him for less than an hour, unfortunately, because yeah, I got a long weekend, so that's why I wasn't really able to play with him as much. Maybe next time. Next time I'll be able to play with him a little bit more. We also have Raw, which Raw I use kind of like the other build. I found that the Raw absolutely smacked. I thoroughly enjoy playing with Raw. Matter of fact, I took kind of like the full um Anu team just to clear content, and I did not even have Anubis really in the team. Sometimes I did, but running Raw and then running Bastet, and I'm trying to think who else was it that I put in the team. Somebody else that's in here that I put on the team. But Horus and Isis together are so freaking cool. So freaking cool. Like I just thoroughly enjoyed running this team and then putting basically piecing in together two others to kind of take advantage of those burns and just have a little fun. Like I had a really fun comp for the Fafnir fight that I would have loved to do a little bit more on, but super duper fun. I did get Hell again, and Hell was fixed. Everybody knows, or quite a few of you know that I absolutely loved Hell. I played her in the first alpha. Thoroughly enjoyed making good use of her. She was super duper fun, so I definitely enjoyed her. And now that she's been tweaked and fixed properly, so much more fun. Just going in and confusing a whole wave and then turning back around and just nuking them down. So basically, that Zeus build that I have here, yes, it still hits harder on Zeus, but still just did really, really well on Hell. So I enjoyed it. YDG Yidrakuch. Hopefully I did that some justice, maybe. We'll see. I got a chance to play with him a little bit, but I ended up getting this when I came back home, so I didn't really have the time to play with YDG that I wanted to, but that's okay. Hopefully next time I can play around, especially with him being five. Like his stuff to me is just gonna be so good against some of the bosses in the game. It's just, man, I think it's just super duper cool, and I just wonder about the interaction between him and Ra just to see how much damage I could really pump out. So if I get a chance to get YDG and Raw together with Isis and Horus, that's going to be one of the teams that I run just to kind of see, and then probably Bassett. That's a team that I would love to try out on some of the bosses and just have some fun. I just think it would be so cool, so cool to run YDG in that team and just play around with the burns and have some fun. All right, so Beowulf, I did get a little bit of boss testing. He was definitely not doing the damage that he did before, but I did not test him in the comp that I think would have been really, really good for him against the bossing. So maybe next time I'll maybe try to use Beowulf because Beowulf is still a boss slayer, right? Now he did get tuned down because he was doing way too much damage. So maybe it's a little bit underwhelming, but yeah. All right. Y'all, this is gonna be like a 20-minute video because I still got a bunch of people to go through. Let's just keep going. Imhotep was very, very fun, and I ended up using him actually on a Fafnir team with Isis and Horus. Just like I can just soak up damage with that team. So very fun. So very fun. Shinigami, I finally got a chance to really use Shinigami. Um, I I don't want to say that I was disappointed. Number one, he just doesn't hit hard, right? But I didn't expect him to hit hard. But all the debuffs that he places out there is just so cool. And this is probably one of my favorite kits, period, in the game. He has one of my favorite kits in the game, but I just felt a little underwhelmed by it. So I don't know, maybe I get a chance to play with him again and then things will be a little bit nicer the next time that I play with him. But I still had a ton of fun with him, but we'll see. Shishi was one of the ones that I played with later on down the line, and Shishi is so freaking good, man. Like I freaking love playing with Shishi. Shishi just was absolutely incredible, super fun. Hippolyta was somebody who I had heard of before even playing the alpha wave. And so when I got into alpha, Hippolyta was one of the ones that I just thought was a standout rare for me. As far as rares, Hippolyta is just straight up my favorite rare. And this time I was actually able to truly play with Hippolyta and have a huge ton of fun. So I've played her in a defensive build. I took off all of my other gear that I have that you saw me put on my Heimdall, put on a Hippolyta, played a defensive theme. And that, in all honesty, Hippolyta is one of the ones who I would love to just crit cap and put into a team, put her at a boss, and just let her go. Cause I think that she is just so good. She has so much to her kit and she is super duper fun. Sphinx, absolutely incredible. Just a lot of fun. Gilgamesh, I for a lot of people is underwhelming. I wanted to get him the 6 star, but I kind of waited a little bit too late because I kept getting some other legendaries that I really wanted to test this time. So that happened. I was gonna get a soul to 6 stars. Same thing with Lady Jacques. Lady Jacques to me is just still my favorite starter. Aesthetically, she is super duper cool. And I just love the theme of this particular faction. It's just super duper cool to me. I freaking love Lady Jacques. Isolde, of course, has been an all-star on the account, but I ended up kind of not using her as much as I think I did in the I know I typically use Isolde at the beginning because I often will get other supports kind of going in a little bit later, which is okay, but it's still a lot of fun. I did finally try Tristan and Isolde together, and I absolutely love the combination of those two together. It is such good fun to play both of them together, watch them. Um, This may be who I use a lot for Alpha 3 also too, because I've heard nothing but good things. So, very much enjoyed it. Basset is one of the champions, or one of the heroes that I really, really, really want to get to 3 at the very beginning and use her because she, to me, I think does so well on the team with Ra. There's some really cool interactions that yeah, I've gotta play with Basset some more. I really, really feel like that I gotta play with Basset some more, and that she's gonna be super duper cool, super awesome going forward. Dagonite, this is my probably second favorite rare right after Hippolyta. I love Dagonet's kit. Like, I love everything about his kit. It's just so much fun. And the boy does some crazy damage. The boy actually does really good damage. So even me having him at 4 star, this is one of the ones I also would like to take to 6 star. Even at that, he still just does really, really good amounts of damage. So very much enjoyed it. I got a chance to play with Ramses a little bit to try to clear some stages. Very fun starter. Um, I'd say probably the last person who I really played with was Mordred, who I think was just incredible. So really helped me get past those later stages. Quite a few people figured out that Mordred is really, really good for those last stages. So I very much enjoyed using him, and he has like a little special place in my heart, especially for what he can do out there. So very much enjoyed him. All right, people that I didn't get to play with. I didn't really get to play with Loki. I didn't really play with Odin this time because I played with Odin last time. I I don't know. I know Loki. I feel like that Loki is gonna be more or less your PvP champion. You know what I mean? I feel like that Loki is gonna be more used in PvP. Brynhild is someone that I want to play with a little bit more. I think that she is stellar. She is flat out amazing. Um, Probably to me, for some things as a defender, would work really better. I wish that I kind of had the time to spend to play with her, but I didn't really have the time. Pandora to me feels like somebody that can come in on some bossing and really do some fun work. So I don't know. I might play with her a little bit more the next time. We'll see. If I get a chance to play with her the next time, we'll see. Pengu, which I'm really surprised I did not play with Pengu this time as much as I thought I was going to. I thought I was really going to just full send into Pengu, but I ended up not. Like, I just wanted to try some other teams. I did play with him in the first wave. I know Pengu is absolutely flat out amazing. And if I get him in the second wave, I will be probably incorporating him into a boss team to play around with him. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I also the Nubian Warrior, I did start out and play around with him. I also played around with a mummy, very fun. And Guan Yu, I didn't play around that much with this time. I know Guan Yu is absolutely cracked. He is, to me, I know a lot of people say like wave clear, that's not his best, but I think he still does really, really good. I think his role is more bossing, and that's where he really shines and excels at. So super duper cool. Yeah, some of these other epics, Green Knights, Achilles, Hound of Dua, I didn't really get a chance to play with them as much this time because I was just playing around with some other stuff and doing some testing. Musashi, I didn't really play with that much this time. And Osiris, I didn't really get a chance to play with. And some of these others, again, I didn't really play with them that much. And then Kunoichi, she's one of the ones that I would like to play with. I would like to play with, but maybe just later on down the line. I think that she could be a very good um, a boss champion. So maybe I'll get a chance to play with her and see what she does. I think she is basically like well, she's more a disruptor, but I think that there is a use case for her, and she'll be a lot of fun. So either way, that's pretty much all the champions that are on my account. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing that and seeing some of the builds that I was able to come up with. Some of them I just think were just flat out incredible. And that just comes down to, of course, RNG, but being able to just farm on the account. But I saw quite a few others who had really good builds in sets. And to me, I think when you're thinking in game and getting a chance to get into those sets, which I didn't really feel like I had enough ability to get into the sets, even though I did farm a lot for gear for like 2 or 3 days. But I wanted to get the speed thing out the way. So that's on me a little bit for kind of like farming a little bit later for some of the other stuff. But either way, y'all, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun using all those different characters. As you can see, I used and tested quite a bit of the characters that are there. And so I am super happy with the results that I had on my account this time. I am happy about the work that I put into. I'm happy about the champions that I got to use and play around with. So hopefully that'll be the same for you guys. Like for those who were able to play, and for those who are gonna play in the future, those who are gonna play like the beta wave and stuff like that, like it's gonna be so much fun seeing the fresh eyes come in and play on the accounts and yeah, just see what you guys are able to come up with out there. So again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to check out this video. And yeah, I will catch y'all on the next one because I have yapped so much. Like this 26 minutes of yap, y'all. That is crazy. But I am happy that now I can talk for 26 minutes because like a year or so ago, I couldn't talk for 26 minutes. You know, COVID lingering stuff that happened basically from a couple years ago. But now I can yap fully. I'm super happy about it. But either way, thank y'all so much for watching the video, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.